Hi, I'm Reva with Quality Sewing and Vacuum, and this is a Sashiko machine. Now, are you acquainted with Sashiko? You might be. It is a traditional Japanese handwork where usually it's done on navy blue fabric with little white thread, and they're supposed to look like little grains of rice, and they adorn coats and all sorts of different things in the traditional way. Well, we have a newfangled way to do it that is so wonderful and so consistent and just so easy. So instead of doing it by hand, this is a Sashiko machine, and it's a little bit different than other machines, so I want to show you that. But if you take a look, I have a couple of things that are done using the machine. You can notice all the beautiful stitches that have been done. Even the binding was put on using the Sashiko machine. Here's another one with echo quilting on kind of more of a Hawaiian inspired type of a project. And again, the binding was put on with the Sashiko. It's great for putting details onto tote bags. And also you could always do traditional style Sashiko patterns, but this one is another fun paper pieced project. And I want to show you the back just so you can see it. The back side, the stitches are all continuous, just like you would see on a sewing machine. But if you look at the front, they do not touch each other. It looks like a hand-picked stitch. And the last one I want to show you for right now is you can even use it for garments and ready to wear, because look at the nice little detail that I added to this blouse with just a touch of that stitch just to make it a little bit more special, and it was added to the cuff as well. Okay, so now let's look at the machine itself and see what makes it different. So in here, you notice there is no upper thread. There is simply a bobbin. And let me grab a piece of fabric here. You're going to put the foot down, and the needle has no eye. It has no thread, but it is a special needle that will grab up the bottom thread that is on the bobbin. There we go. And it pulls it up and makes this really nice stitch. Now, right now it's set at a long stitch. So can you see how long that stitch is? Well, you can adjust that and make it whatever you want. So if you take a look over here, right now it's at the longest stitch length and the longest spacing. You can adjust that to be however you want. Maybe I want to have a shorter stitch length and a longer space in between. We can do that too. Let's take a look at, isn't that fun? Now let's make them both really tiny so we can see the difference between the first one we did and this one. Isn't that great? So much possibilities with this machine. Now it also will work with attachments that you may have for your Baby Lock serger. So if you want to put on that binding edge and you want to do some other things, it will work with a lot of those. Now let's look at the mechanics of how this works. I'm going to push and hold this button, and that is going to make everything blink here. It says green. I can get into the bobbin. So I'm going to open up this door, and let's take that bobbin out. And you can see it's just a normal bobbin with regular thread on it. In fact, you don't need to use heavyweight thread, because the machine, the way it stitches, you will have 3 layers of thread for 1 stitch. Now, when we put it back in, we're going to put the bobbin in, and it actually has a little spot. You can see it, there's indicators in there of where to put the bobbin. Then I'm going to hold onto a nice long tail, and I'm going to rotate the hand wheel toward me once, and then again. And now it's picked up the thread up here at the needle. Now, what we're going to want to do is just slip that through, because I want the thread to come up all the way to the top. Hold that tail again, and we'll rotate the hand wheel toward us one more time, and now it is caught on this mechanism here. At this point, we can close the door, and we'll cut the thread off, and you see this little guy holds on to the thread, and also it cuts that thread, and then we can sew. Now, if you want to turn a corner, it does have a needle down function, so we could stop with the needle down. You can pivot and go on to the next set. So that's how easy it is to use a Sashiko Sashiko machine. It is really fun to use. It gives very unique and interesting texture and treatments to your project. Use it on the top of a tote bag as a stitch. You can quilt your entire quilt with it. What great channel quilting that would be. So you're going to have lots of fun using the Sashiko machine as a complement to all of your sewing projects.